Discover customer service. This is Maya.
Oh, hi, Maya. You robots are sounding more human every day.
At Discover, everyone can talk to a human representative.
All right, prove it.
Wait, are you a robot?
24/7 US-based customer service.
How would I prove that I'm not?
Made with 56 botanicals.
Always served ice cold. For the moments when anticipation becomes celebration. For the moments when anticipation becomes celebration.
Oh yeah, the avocados are hand mashed, the chips are hand tossed, and everything is made fresh.
You make it fresh every day.
Yes, every day. The Chipotle way is we make it fresh every day.
Sounds delicious.
The more love we give, the more grandmas we charm. The more grandmas we charm, the more cat owls we meow hoot. The more cat owls we meow hoot, the more love we give.
Ever since you discovered zesty Hidden Valley Ranch, you never stay in character anymore.
You know we're not actually pirates, right?
Of course we be pirates. Look at me hook.
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Only serious about flavor.
Welcome back to the Discover second intermission report. 40 minutes complete, game one of the Stanley Cup final. And the Edmonton Oilers, they're in one, boys, against the Florida Panthers. Florida's got a 2-0 lead, and Sam Bennett introducing himself to the best player on the planet, and Connor McDavid leaked a little oil there.
Yeah, well, this is playoff hockey, and he knows that. He's prepared for that. He knows they're going to get in this kitchen, and he's prepared for that. He's got to do whatever he's got to do, but for the Florida Panthers, they got to stay out of the box. You got to do that, but you got to stay out of the box.
I love the Oilers game so far. I wouldn't change a thing. They've been except the scoreboard, but everything else, they're going to score eventually there. But it's not where you get it this time of year. It's where you give up, and they made 2 mistakes, and Florida's taking advantage of it.
Evan Rodriguez, we talked. He's living a charmed life. He was in Buffalo with Jack Eichel. He was in Pittsburgh with Crosby and Malkin, with McKinnon in Colorado, and now here with Florida with these guys. And he gets a big goal, the only goal of the period.
Great pickup for the just depth scoring. They're a smart player, good skill set, and sure enough, he finds himself in the right spot. Here it looks like no play whatsoever in the neutral zone, but everybody's in good position. Bennett gets the red line, shoots it in, and this is what Bennett does well in the entire. He gets in there on the forecheck, and he wins the battle with TC, and you can see Nurse and McLeod. They don't have anybody. They haven't marked anybody. And look at Evander Kane on to the outside of Rodriguez. And although everybody's going to look at that goal and say that Nurse and McLeod should have had the puck, they should have. But the Kane had to stay to the inside. You always have to stay to the inside and take that opportunity away from Rodriguez. Kane gets drifting a little bit, and only 2 or 3 feet. But at this time of year, 2 or 3 feet out of position, and certainly in that area, cost him another goal.
Where'd you see on that goal, PK?
Well, a lack of awareness. You just got to be aware, and you got to be on your toes, especially when you see guys like Sam Bennett and Rodriguez on the ice.
Yep.
These are big offensive players from Florida. Nobody should have their sticks on their hips. Everybody's got to be on their toes. And listen, it may not be your job, but something may happen. A guy might lose his edge. You got to be ready to react.
We call it redundant learning. You have to have redundant learning because the mistakes are going to happen. When the mistakes happen, somebody else has got to be there to pick up the slack.
I said pack a lunch, buckle up.
Yeah, you did.
What do you want?
It's a little late to pack a lunch now. We're going to talk about that Oilers defensive pair. That's interesting. But here's Rodriguez with Emily moments ago.
5 seconds remaining.
Evan, Bob is putting on a show out there. How would you describe the way you guys are playing in front of him?
I think we're giving them up a little bit too much. But they got elite players. They got elite players who make plays and are going to create. I think we can be a little tighter on our gaps and a little bit heavier, quicker to close. Give Bobby a little bit more support, but I think we've gotten better as the game's gone on.
We're about 2 periods into this series. Is there any hatred building yet?
No, I think it's been pretty good. Playing between the whistles, playing hard. Both teams are playing fast. It's been a good game so far.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Evan Rodriguez, that second goal of the game for Florida, that came on the Panthers' 5th shot of the hockey game. Florida enjoys a 2-0 lead after 40 minutes of play. This second intermission report is presented by Discover, the official card of the NHL.
He's from Toronto, right?
Who's that?
Evan? He's from Toronto.
Could be. You know him. His brother wants Oswego.
Time!
he gonna stick on that?
30 seconds to battle.
Let me see. Great play.
Discover customer service. This is Maya.
Oh, hi, Maya. You robots are sounding more human every day.
At Discover, everyone can talk to a human representative.
All right, prove it.
Wait, are you a robot?
24/7 US-based customer service.
How would I prove that I'm not?
So you're telling the court the squeeze cleans an entire load of kid crud? Yes. And one tiny bottle cleans all these? Yes.
So why do other detergents make you use a big cup?
So they can sell you bigger jugs.
Objection!
Overruled. Your Honor, I call Swash laundry detergent to the stand. With Swash, the squeeze is all you need for a clean load of laundry.
You gotta squeeze it to believe it.
The time of my life.
And I owe it all to you.
I've been waiting. Your middle tower is under attack.
Finally found someone to stand by me.
Nothing feels as good as a great place to work. UKG has the technology and insights to make it all happen.
First half comes to an end.
Forget Pompeii. We're talking about a meltdown of monumental proportions.
Come on, plenty of game left, Stephen A.
They always cook in the second half.
You do not want this going to a Game 7.
I don't know. Seeing these second half odds, I'm gonna live bet them to win.
Speaking of winning, I'm about to close this out right now.
We're Stripes.
I'm Stephen A, baby. I make my own rules.
We are always in motion. Getting this, fixing that, arriving to destinations in life and around the globe. Sometimes it's beautiful. Sometimes it's a blur. Because life never stops, you need someone you can trust to go right along with you, no matter where the future leads. Enterprise, for lives in drive.
This week only at Domino's, get unlimited mini-priced pizzas for 50% off when you order online. Choose any size pizza you want, any crust you want, and any toppings you want. Oh, and any number of pizzas you want, too. Get 50% off your perfect pizza, or pizzas, this week only at Domino's.
This is Roundup Dual Action. This stuff doesn't just kill existing weeds down to the root. It keeps working for up to 4 months, from the first days of spring to the 4th day of July. From summer beach days to pumpkin spice lattes. From sweltering days to sweater weather days. Roundup Dual Action kills existing weeds and keeps on working for up to 4 months. That's 120 days of days. Guaranteed or your money back. Roundup Dual Action. This stuff works.
Welcome to our annual gathering, the NBA Finals.
Here we go.
At the center of it are 2 exceptional teams, and yet you're all a part of it. But remember, no one sifts the champagne until a champ is crowned.
All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without express written consent of the National Hockey League is expressly prohibited.
Welcome back to the Discover second intermission report.
Boston is tough. The Mavericks not only have to face the Celtics, but are up against history. 70% of the time, Game 1 winners take the title. Is it time for Dallas to rewrite history?
Guess we'll find out coming up tomorrow night. Your boy Porzingis the other night, huh?
Jay Tatum.
Lit it up. Yeah. Jason Tatum, Matthew Tkachuk, of course.
I don't know if he's my boy, but I enjoyed his performance. I like a good performance.
All right, did you enjoy the performance of Nurse and Cece on the back end for Edmonton? Knobloch's broken them up. He's put them back together, but they've been outscored at 5-on-5. 12-4 this postseason, including both goals tonight. They're on the ice.
Well, keys defensively. First, you know Sam Bennett's a heavy player. He's going to arrive. arrive angry. You got to arrive angry, and if you don't, you got to have stick on puck. CC goes back. You got to get back and have stick on puck. First touch is so important when you're going back for breakouts. Do not let their forwards touch that puck first. Get in there.
Yeah, and for Florida, get on your forecheck. They haven't been able to get that sustained forecheck that we've seen all playoff long. Edmonton's done a great job. One of the keys to them in this series is to be able to get out of their zone quickly, and they've been able to do that tonight.
And Sergei Bobrovsky has stopped 95 of the last 100 shots in the last 4 games.
Yeet.
Yeah.
Yeet.
He's the guy for sure. Heading for the third period. This has been the Discover second intermission report. Third period action is next after this word from our ABC stations.
Behind every second of game-changing performance, there's a lifetime of planning. Testing in the toughest conditions to help perfect every
Your
detail.
middle tower is under attack.
Perfect location.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Michelin innovates on the road and far beyond, with airless tires designed for exploring new frontiers. Michelin, motion for life.
Chipotle's Chicken Al Pastor is back, and it's fire on every level. Fresh chicken, hot off the grill, mixed with merita peppers, a splash of pineapple, and fresh lime. It's where fire meets flavor. Chipotle's Chicken Al Pastor. The wait is over.
You're really making all of this by hand.
Oh yeah. The avocados are hand mashed, the chips are hand tossed, and everything is made fresh.
You make it fresh every day?
Yes, every day. The Chipotle way is we make it fresh every day.
Sounds delicious.
Made with 56 botanicals.
Your bottom tower is under
Always
attack.
served ice cold. For the moments when anticipation becomes celebration. Jägermeister. Meister the moment.
X gon' give it to you. For you to get it on your own, X gon' deliver to you. Now open up the door.
The enemy's top tower is fallen. Your middle tower is under attack. Your bottom
Visit
tower
your local
has
Acura
fallen.
dealer for attractive offers on a new vehicle.
It's so on.
Devin, put down the tongs.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Come on, I'm the grizzle action hero guy. You know, from that new movie everybody's
Your
talking
middle
about,
tower
but
is
you...
under attack.
I was just gonna wait to see it at home.
Well, that hurts, man, because I put my blood, sweat, and tears into it.
I'm sorry. I'll go see you.
And I'm sorry my stomach leaked into your potato salad. Mind giving me a hand with the cake here?
Your
See the
bottom
movies
tower
everyone's
is
talking
under
about
attack.
at Regal.
Your middle tower is under
15
attack.
seconds left to go.
Your middle tower has fallen. Your top tower is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack.
The Panthers and Oilers. It's North versus South and West versus East. This is Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final.
You're watching Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final on ABC, presented by Geico. Through 2 periods, Florida with a 2-0 lead, despite the fact that Edmonton has a 26-12 advantage in shots. Oilers over 3 on the power play. A lot of those chances came when they were a man up. Sean McDonough with Ray Ferraro. Ray, what are you looking at as we spin it ahead to the third period.
Well, like Mark Messier, if I'm the Oilers, I don't change anything. If I look at the Oilers game, I like just about everything about it except what the score is. Paul Maurice told Emily midway through the second period he felt the Panthers game was coming. Well, they better get to it because the Oilers have done this before. They've come back, they've pushed teams when they're behind. Florida needs to play their best period. The third period generally is the Panthers' best.
And it's been Edmonton's worst in these playoffs. They have a negative goal differential in the third period. Matthias Janmark double teamed along the near boards. It's dug out by Connor Brown. He banked it off the back of the net. Pinching in Brett Kulak. He took a hit from Vladimir Tarasenko. Now Brown lost it to Anton Lundell, and it gets past Broberg. He's in a race with Eetu Luostarinen. Good move by Broberg. And ahead for Brown, but played away by Ekblad. Lundell ahead for Reinhart. Reinhart stopped on a nice defensive play by Kulak, who seems to be at his best come playoff time. Bouncing puck, Janmark played it ahead for Brown, and that's golfed out of the rink into the Edmonton bench by Sasha Barkov. Here's Emily Kaplan.
Ray had mentioned that there's been a few times in this game already where Oilers players get behind the Florida defenseman. So I asked Paul Maurice how they can prevent that. He said we need to put more pressure on the puck. If we do that, then we'll be able to catch them.
One thing to look at here is late in the second period, Chris Knobloch went to what they call their emergency break the glass lineup, and that's McDavid and Draisaitl together with Hyman. They did it late in the second. They're doing it here early in the third. That moves Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to center, but the big boys are all together for the Oilers.
Here's Barkov trying to get it to Verhaeghe. Bouchard got in the way. Ekblad pinched in, gave Draisaitl a nudge from behind, and now it's Barkov. Forsling pinched in. And the Oilers clear. Done a good job of moving the puck out of their zone and stymieing the trademark forecheck of the Florida Panthers.
But that shift becomes a positive for the Panthers there as Draisaitl and McDavid leave the ice with no zone time.
Brandon Montour played it up for Bennett. Cross ice off the stick of Tkachuk. He's trying to get around Darnell Nurse. Tkachuk got knocked down by Nurse and is just now getting back on his feet. Played up by Nugent-Hopkins and sent ahead by Fogle for an icing call. Game 2 from right here in Emirates Bank Arena Monday night at 8. Then after a couple of days for travel, and those 2 travel days were built into the schedule even before they knew this was going to be a great distance for the teams to travel from site to site. Thursday we will get started in Edmonton with Game 3. Game 4 is there Saturday. If there's a Game 5, we'll be back here on June 18th. All the face-offs, air times, we should say, at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Nico Mikolas sent it in. Stenlund, now a centering try by Stephen Lawrence. The fourth line is on for Paul Maurice. Lawrence played 1 minute and 22 seconds in the first period, had 4 hits. He got his money's worth.
Make an impact, get yourself into the coach's eyesight so they think it's a good idea to keep you in the lineup. And he and Kyle Oposo have come in the lineup for the Panthers on that fourth line, and they've held their spots with Nick Cousins and Ryan Lomberg as the other 2 fourth-line forwards.
Both have played a lot for Florida. Here's Tarasenko, the forecheck effective this time. Luostarinen set up from behind the net by Lundell. Ekman Larsson pinched in. That can be dangerous, particularly against this bunch, but that's how they play. Dylan Holloway got it to Ryan McLeod. Behind the net, Corey Perry was tied up. Perry in his 5th cup final. Won the Stanley Cup as a 22-year-old in Anaheim in 2007 in his 2nd year. Then waited 12 years to go back to the Cup final. Now in the Cup final for the 4th time in the last 5 years. 5 Cup final appearances with 5 different teams. Forsling. Reinhart. Pestered by Draisaitl. Centering pass or shot by Reinhardt. Now Verhaeghe. And this looks more like the Florida team we've seen throughout this season, and particularly in the playoffs. Tenacious on the forecheck and keeping the puck in the offensive zone. Ekholm up to the line, stopped by Forsling, gloved down by Bouchard. And now he moves it ahead. Bouchard, the first defenseman in NHL playoff history to have 20 points in the first 2 rounds of any playoff. Hyman couldn't get away from Forsling, but he got the puck back. Draisaitl centers, and McDavid stopped on a one-timer by Bobrovsky.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
We talked about Draisaitl and McDavid together. Barkov fans on it. Hyman finds Draisaitl, who finds McDavid. Terrific stop by Bobrovsky on the one-timer. You see the blockers tight to the body to make the save, and Bobrovsky squeezes the arm to the body to make the save on McDavid, and as Barkov skated away, Bobrovsky gave him a tap on the pants as he's bailed out the captain.
That was the first shot attempt of this third period for Edmonton. They had 50 through the first 2 periods. Janmark had trouble with the puck for a moment. Fumbled it a bit again as they approached the line, then got hit by Montour. Nurse a shot with Brown screening out in front. Poso playing in the playoffs for just the 4th time in 17 seasons in the NHL.
This is his 36th playoff game in all those years. 1,051 regular season games for Poso.
Thought he'd finish his career in Buffalo, was happy there, but when it was apparent they were not going to make the playoffs again, he agreed to move along, and a chance to win a cup here in Florida, what might be his last year. Poso has 4 young children and is thinking about spending more time at home. There's Rodriguez up in the air. Off the stick of Tkachuk. Clock seems to be flying if you're an Edmonton Oilers fan.
Your middle tower is under attack.
14:15 to go, third period. Florida with plus 36 in the third period in the regular season. Best in the NHL.
Your middle tower has fallen.
This grinding style tends to wear out their opponents. Both teams are changing. They're plus 13 in the third period here in the playoffs. Also number 1 in the league. Batted down by Forsling. He brings it back into the zone. Lusterina just got out in time. Tarasenko's shot snared by Stuart Skinner. Florida still leading 2-0. A first period goal by Verhaeghe, a second period tally by Rodriguez. The 2024 Stanley Cup Final on ABC is presented by Geico. Get more with Geico. And in part by the all-new Honda Prologue EV.
Look at these seats, they're great.
Yeah, kind of thought I had the aisle, but...
Hot nuts, popcorn, bundle and save. Nuts and popcorn and savings. Just like bundling your home and car with Geico.
Yeah, in fact, hot nuts are like home insurance. I get it. The Gecko explained it pretty clearly.
Whoa!
Hey, I know you.
Yeah, hi.
Not you. The guy who helped me bundle my home and car. He's great.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate it.
Probably thought you were somebody else.
Okay.
See how much you could save by bundling with Geico.
We gave it more passenger space. We elevated the design.
Your top tower
And with Google
is
built
under
in,
attack.
we made its tech
Your top
intuitive.
tower has fallen.
With the all-new Prologue, we've made it easy to go electric. Just like you'd expect from a Honda. Honda, official vehicle of the NHL.
This week only at Domino's, get unlimited mini-priced pizzas for 50% off when you order online. Choose any size pizza you want, any crust you want, and any toppings you want. Oh, and any number of pizzas you want, too. Get 50% off your perfect pizza, or pizzas, this week only at Domino's.
Get your grills out this summer with Pepsi, the official beverage of Girls Night Out.
Welcome back to Florida. It's now the 5th straight year that Florida State has represented in the Stanley Cup Final. And just as the Tampa Bay Lightning saw their winning lead to off-ice success, the Panthers are now seeing the same. It's a big building to film, but it has been 26 sellouts this year. That's a record, including some standing room only seats. And corporate sponsorships have more than doubled in the last year. Aaron Ekblad is the longest tenured Panthers player. He told me for many years he'd walk around this community grocery stores, no one would ever recognize him. That is no longer the case. South Florida is starting to embrace this team.
Face-off controlled and one back to Montour. Shot was blocked. This has become a great success story. The Florida Panthers franchise. Corey Perry's shot turned aside by Bobrovsky. The puck free for a moment and scooped up by Lundell. A lot of good things happening with this franchise. They just built a beautiful new practice facility in Fort Lauderdale. It's become a place where the players want to come and play. Great place to live. Classy organization. And we have a penalty here. So a penalty against Chris Knobloch's Oilers, and Florida back on the power play with a 2-0 lead with 13:13 to go as Corey Perry goes off.
It's time for a Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower has fallen.
There's the Corey Perry penalty, much like the Bennett penalty in the second period. So the Panthers, their second power play, and a chance to stretch out a lead here from 2-3.
0 for 1 on the power play tonight.
Top of the penalty, 6:47 of the third period. Perry 2 for interference.
There's Barkov as they wind up. The man advantage with 13 minutes to go. Kachuk lost it in the corner. Montour stopped the clearing attempt. Cross ice pass deflects up and out of the ring.
Today, when it comes to comparing players, the backs of their hockey cards just won't cut it. Get the stats behind the stats with NHL Edge, featuring its one-of-a-kind comparison tool. Know more about every stat, every shift, and every star with NHL Edge.
Edmonton has killed off 29 straight shorthand situations in these playoffs. Improving on the franchise record, the NHL record, the single postseason 39 by Anaheim back in 2006. Reinhart winds up. Now here's Barkov.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Off for Verhaeghe. Cody Ceci there for Edmonton. They double-teamed him. Barkov won the puck. Stayed up on the dasher for a while. Kachuk couldn't get it in deeper, and it's cleared out by Ryan McLeod, and then he heads off. They have a minute still to kill on the Corey Perry penalty.
Man, the Oilers have killed penalties amazingly well here over the last couple of rounds. They're just smothering the Panthers. They can't even get started.
There's a takeaway by Brown, and then Rodriguez deflected it out of the ring.
Top barracks are under attack.
And it's a big improvement from the regular season. They were middle of the pack killing penalties, were the Oilers in the regular season.
Top barracks are under attack.
When Chris Knobloch took over, they had to find a way to recoach the penalty killing.
Your top barracks has fallen.
Mark Stewart was one of the coaches. Now, they didn't know each other. Paul Coffey wasn't going to coach the penalty killing. Knobloch hadn't done it for 15 years, so they said out of blind faith, Mark Stewart, look, you were a penalty killer, you got to do this. Well, since he's taken over, the Oilers have just completely changed the way they kill and their success rate. It's been amazing, the change that has been made under Mark Stewart. Isn't that something, though? You get a new coaching staff and you're like, we don't know each other, so here we go. And they put it together, and it's been amazing for 70 games.
Hard to believe with all this talent. They started 2-9-1. They were 31st in the league. Bennett plays it across. Tarasenko. Nurse went sliding in front of it. And it's played around and out by Janmark, who's one of their key penalty killers.
Well, another thing that they changed is McDavid and Draisaitl don't kill penalties anymore. They've got the bottom 6 of their lineup that kills penalties. It gives them more time to have McDavid and Draisaitl at full strength, full energy, 5-on-5.
They've killed 30 in a row now. Most since Montreal killed 32 straight in 2021 on their way to the Cup.